right there, this right here, that mix right there, probably got everybody. Y'all say that mix right there probably got all 3 million viewers smoking weed right now. This might be the starter kit to smoke weed.
Oh yeah, listen, for all the viewers, y'all listen, if you ain't from that area, you suck. You suck. You should kill yourself.
No.
Boo boo boo.
Off the ledge.
Oh, we can't say that no more? Well, you should hit yourself.
You should punch yourself. All the way in the face.
Walk into a wall.
Walk into the wall with your hands behind your back.
This is why I love that. Again, Brother Brown has to stay because he's joining us. He knows what it is.
You already know, yo.
That's it.
But we got my man. I'm turning off the music. We're going to turn it back on in a few minutes.
What up?
We got my man.
What up?
D.V. Dot is another dot?
Yes, another.
Another dot.
Space.
Alias Khryst.
Thank you.
My God. We work here around the post, but our buttons messed up.
Yeah, it's all good.
Listen, we got to get them to pass a little more. They got to get the buttons. Shit's going down. But y'all, how's everything, sir?
Blessed and highly favored, bro.
And I am ultra happy that you came early. You're the best artist I've seen so far.
Nah, I appreciate that.
Like, you was on time. You was before me, and that's dope. I know usually happen.
He came before the building was open. You know what I'm saying? He's like, the elevators was still charging up.
Nah, man, you want to be the best. You gotta be there before the, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. Respect it.
So I want to go a little bit back, if you don't mind.
What's up?
So I want to go back. You know, we grew up kids together. Went to the same junior high school.
Sure did.
In Brooklyn.
271.
Shout out to all the crackheads and alcoholics and still in the hood. We grew up with.
Shout out to the niggas that, you know,
and you
got skinny on us.
Got skinny on us. So I just want to take it back a little bit because like y'all was like you and Smooth and Trigger was like to us the first, you know, Brooklyn people that got signed. There's probably a bunch of Brooklyn people that got signed, but y'all was the first because y'all was right our era.
Yeah, and we all knew each other.
Exactly. So
you know what I'm saying?
It was crazy. So how did that go? Like you got signed to Def Jam first out. It ain't like you went to a minor label and not like that, right? This was Def Jam.
I'll be honest with you, like I'll give you the short story. What the fuck? I just give you the story.
Give the story.
I was on the road with Smooth and Trey. I was living in pink houses.
Yeah.
I was on, you know, I lived on my own since I was like 15.
Yeah.
So I'm you know, I got my crib and shit. So I'm on the road with Smooth and them. I come back home, niggas done robbed my spin knot.
Wow.
Like niggas I left in my crib.
Wow.
Got me for 10 bendos, all my polo shit. You know I own my polo shit.
Yeah.
All my polo shit. I had Coogi couches. On God, I had pillows, niggas took all my shit. Took my TVs.
The big T with the back one.
Yeah, the fucking alien heads. So you know they was really
thirsty.
You know what I'm saying? And my mom's, I was actually telling Diva this story, but I stopped some of it. And my mom, my mom's a gangster. She came to the jet. She was like, look, you need to come to Queens. Because I feel like motherfuckers is going to try to kill you.
Yeah.
And when she said that to me, I'm like, not even there. Because niggas show love over there. It didn't even come from none of them niggas over there.
Oh, it was people from the outside?
It was motherfuckers I knew that did that to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's why she said that.
Yeah.
So I moved to Queens. Long story short, I had to stop hustling everything. So I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Rosedale with my mom.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
She hooked me up with some dude named Mark. I'm working with him doing home improvement, breaking up stucco and shit like that for $50 a day, 2 days out the week. And my son was just born.
Wow.
So I'm bugging. I'm 17. But yo, I kept my faith. I swear I was the epitome of whistle while you work.
Yeah.
So I had a page at the time. I got a page from Rafiq. Shout out to Rafiq. Rafiq hit me up and was like, I need you to meet me in the city. Trigger got a meeting at Def Jam. Now I'm still oblivious to this shit because I'm like, all right, Trigger got a meeting at Def Jam, whatever.
Yeah.
So I went up there. It was on 160 Varick Street.
Yeah.
So you know we go upstairs and they showed us the Last Day video by Onyx. Shout out to Onyx.
Yeah.
So we sitting in there, they play us the video. I'm like, oh, this shit is dope. So now they turn up the video and they playing our songs.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and they like, all right, they turn the music off. It was Chris Lighty, God bless his soul.
Yeah, that's the man, right?
Dante Ross and Leo Cohen. And they turned the music off and was like, all right, so we gonna give Trigger a deal. We're gonna give Trigger $250,000. So I'm sitting there like,
yeah, my man, he lit.
I'm all through the album, you feel me? So I know I'm getting my bag. He's like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm good. So then they was like, well, what about him? I'm looking for him.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's like, oh yeah, give him $250,000 to do a copycat deal.
Wow.
That's what they call those.
Wow.
I ran out the office.
Yeah.
On God. I ran out the office to the elevator, went downstairs, called my mom. I said, Mom, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck is you talking about? I said, Mom, I got to deal with Def Jam.
Yeah.
We getting out that house. I had my mom's pick a house right around the corner.
Wow.
I took half my bread, bought my mother her first house.
Nice. That's nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it for me. Like, I felt like a ball player.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I bought my mother her first shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My son was straight.
Yeah.
I took care of I did everything I was supposed to, to do.
Yeah.
Anybody that was up there, 160 Murray Street, they know. Christ was up there every day. I knew everybody. That's how I knew Mona Scott, Julie Greenwald, Tina Davis, who was managing Chris Brown at the she wasn't managing Chris Brown at the time. She was the head A&R at Def Jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Irv Gotti wasn't even up at the label at that time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I seen all that shit happen.
Yeah.
I worked the room. Like, I went up there, I knew who everybody was.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But that experience in itself was just crazy. And then, Smooth had his deal with Profile.
Yeah.
He was the sacrificial lamb. He took the lesser deal for us to get the bigger deals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they was trying to get Smooth on Def Jam hard body.
Yeah.
And because they couldn't, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. If you really peep it, Ja Rule, Jay-Z, and DMX was me, Smooth, and Trigger.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah.
But they were looking for us to bring that street element to Def Jam at that time.
Yeah.
Because Puffy was killing shit.
Yeah.
So they needed that street element.
Yeah.
But we were at odds with Dante Ross. So when the feud of that situation, Irv Gotti came in
and just killed it.
And brought Jay and brought, X and everybody up there, and it was like, look, while y'all figuring that bullshit out, we gonna put our focus on this.
Yeah. So is that how the deal was dissolved?
Pretty much. Well, No Doubt was Dante Ross's company. It was a subsidiary. A subsidiary is like a sub company to a major. It's like an independent company sub to a major. And No Doubt was the subsidiary to Def Jam, who we were signed under.
Yeah.
So when Lior and Dante was going at it, me and Trigger was caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
So we got releases out of our deals.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole rumor shit about, we got dropped and all that shit, that's bullshit. Like, they not going to drop dudes who they was, I think they was going to ship about 2 million plus on Trigger album, and they had 3.5 they was shipping on my album.
Yeah.
And they gave us dumb bread.
Yeah,
so it's ain't no way in the hell
they're going to put all that
money on us. And we was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack, got the 3rd single.
Yeah.
Shit went quadruple platinum and all this other shit. So they not going to set us up like that to fall. It was Dante Ross in that whole situation that put a dent in what could have actually happened. So we just decided to go independent.
Okay.
Me, more or less, I just started touring overseas.
Yeah. Are you still doing that?
No, actually, I haven't been touring overseas, but I've been putting out a lot of music overseas.
Yeah.
The overseas market is different now. It's not like when we was going over there. Now it's a little different.
Yeah.
But the way I'm setting up everything now, when I go over there, I'm gonna probably be staying out there. Like, I got album of the year in China.
Really?
Yeah, man. I'm working with a company called Music Info.
Yeah.
Shout out to Webface. Shout out to Kyrie. I met them through a friend of mine from France named Olivier. He put me on to the sister Webface. And I played her my music, and she just was like,
Yo, they love hip hop over there.
Yo, she was this, but she's from Romania.
Yeah.
She's an ambassador for the company. She's from Romania. She ain't even from China.
Yeah.
She heard the music and was blown away and took it to the head guys.
Yeah.
And then the head guys heard the music, heard my album and was blown away. And they just started putting all these mechanics behind it.
Yeah.
And I woke up like second week of January to a WhatsApp message saying I got album of the year in China.
Wow. So did they send you a plaque or something?
I ain't get no plaque.
Or they just said you had
Yeah.
Say that
You
yeah.
on that flippy day. You 50 deal, man?
So, it was a rumor back in the days when we were young. I probably know I never said it to you when we were young, but he used to wear like a lot of Calcutta clothes. And people used to be like, his mom did him. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, my mom, you know what? My mom's had a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Like anybody in the hood knew that.
Yeah.
Like my mom's had a lot of bread.
Yeah.
And she bought me whatever. She bought me whatever I wanted,
Yeah.
but not everything I wanted.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to dress like the drug dealers.
Yeah.
But she would dress me in Oak Tree, Izod, Gotcha, Versace. I was wearing Versace. They was teasing me calling that shit Versace when I was a kid.
Yeah, remember that shit? You got real Versace.
He'll tell you, like, people used to think I was the only child, like the way I
thought you was too.
I'm telling you.
I wonder if they do that. I wonder if they do that now and get some kids in school as far as getting on people's brands and clothes.
Oh hell yeah!
In the lunchroom, they do that.
Yeah.
They think they still do that.
They still do that.
Really?
And be like, let me see your tag.
Now they ain't in your shirt with it, but they already know. They like, oh boy, that Supreme shirt is wacky. That ain't.
But it's different now because a lot of schools now, like they wear uniforms.
Yeah, when you're allowed to money,
Yeah.
people or whatever like that. So you still have one kid, or you had a little?
Now I got 3 children.
Wow.
My oldest is 24.
Nice.
My daughter, my oldest son, he's 24. My daughter's 14, and my youngest son is 13.
So is it true that women make you soft, like when you have women, young women?
My daughter's a Saggy, so it's this.
Sad season. That's me. Forgot.
You know what I'm saying? Like me and my daughter's relationship is she's me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like she's me. And to keep it 100, like my youngest children are my stepchildren.
Oh, okay.
I raised them from the time they was 2 or 3. So those was my kids.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it's so crazy that they've been around me so much that they just inherited, all of my, mannerisms and shit like that. Like it's just bug. I told my daughter, I said, not to sound crazy, but your father had you guys for me, because he wasn't prepared to do what I'm able to do.
You know what's the crazy part is that you always been a cool dude, always.
Appreciate
You've
that.
always been like smooth your whole life.
Appreciate
Oh, and real good with everybody. You spoke to everybody. I ain't seen nobody say they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had issues with you, but it wasn't, the good people that mattered.
Right.
So like now it sounds like to me you're all in the universe and the light. Is that true?
Yes,
I feel it.
That's a fact.
Did that just come about from you just being who you were?
I've always been in the light, though. It was fermenting, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like I was cultivating it and learning myself more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And learning how to separate myself from the pack, so I could dive more into myself.
Yeah.
But I had my Uncle Muhammad. I had so many different influences male-wise in my family and my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was on me because it was at a point where I was like really fascinated with the 5% Nation. Nation, shout out to the gods and the earth.
Shout out.
And
your math, son.
I drew the universal, you know what I'm saying, star, and crest on a hoodie.
Yeah.
My dad was like, you can't wear that.
Yeah.
I said, what you mean? I drew that on my shirt. I seen it from the Grand Nubians. What you mean? He was like, what's today's math?
Yup, they didn't play back then.
I was like, today's math? Dad, I ain't even go to school yet. What you talking about? He said, see right there? They'll take the hoodie off you or you'll get into a confrontation.
You couldn't say son.
Yeah, like,
what you mean?
He was like, they'll snatch your flag. Yeah. That's what my dad was telling me. So then, fast forward, my man Trigger, you know, he got cool with this guy that was, you know, bringing us down south to do shows. His name was Knowledge God, and Knowledge gave me my God degrees, and that was it. I was like,
wow.
I mean, I was dumb as hell in math. I know how to count my bread, but knowing, like, getting into the 5%, everything was math. Everything was numbers. Everything, you had to count things to understand what the day was going to bring you.
Yeah, because you all added up, it comes to your
the attributes. Yeah, so I was always in the light. I just think now that I'm, you know, I'm 41, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like I didn't expect to live this long.
I said the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
I was giving myself like 20, so I'm over 20.
I gave myself 21.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Age,
right.
Yeah.
So to be 41 with kids, it's like, thank you, God.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You feel me? Like, thank you. We from the Ville.
Yeah, and it was hard body. He wasn't playing. Nothing from guns was crazy. Fight stabbing.
Niggas don't know nothing about nothing. I don't even want to. I hate to say it like that, but these niggas don't. That's why I be laughing. Like,
I don't play with any of those kids.
Nigga, I am a dinosaur to you niggas. I am a Tyrannosaurus Rex with baby arms, nigga. I will bite your head off, you know, and spit it to the side. You feel me?
You act the buck.
Nigga, like, are you serious? We grab the cards and throw them over there. You feel me?
I don't play with this kind of say. Don't say that to me because you'll be missing a little bit.
Yeah, man. You know what?
I'm a different man.
I have to say that once I started learning that when you work inside, then the vibrations that you perpetuate outside of you will resonate a different frequency.
Yeah.
So I'm invisible to the evil shit. You know what I'm saying? When I walk around, they don't even see me.
Yeah.
I could walk through a crowd of, you know, goons, blood niggas. They like, peace, God.
Yeah.
They don't even. It's just something that they see in me.
Yeah.
That I'm putting out there. It's like, nah.
You know what the funny part is? When I was, you know, when we growing up, when I was young, it was crazy because 5%ers, Christians, Jews, everybody, Muslims, everybody would come up to me and go, hey man, you shouldn't be doing that, man. You got a beautiful life, you need to be doing this. And I was like, why everybody's come up to me? But it was like you said, something that they see.
Aura.
And they would pull me aside and, you know, you just learn. And I was just learning, I learn every day. So I learned now not to say bad things, because this guy, he walked up to me and he said, think about every bad thing you say for today, even if it's damn or why I gotta or when we doing this or when we doing that, and add it up to the good things you say in life. And it's always like the bad things are like this, the good things are like this. And I notice that now every day when I wake up, I say, thank you, God. I appreciate waking me up, my kids, my mother, my everything. And now I'm trying to get up here so now your vibration is better.
Exactly.
So I get all of that stuff.
Remove the expectation and replace it with appreciation.
Man, do you back? See, that's what I love.
Where's the drops at? God damn it.
Where's the old class? So, we gotta go, man, all right.
Came out late, but we'll figure it out.
Get your motor.
I think he controlled it from his house. But so you working on an album now?
Well, my
album. Dropped the album.
Yeah, I dropped my album September 7th. It's entitled Music. It's a total of 14 records. It's 14, but in total it's like 13 songs. Because you're counting the interlude, the intro, and all of that.
You know, that's not, we don't do that no more.
I'm proud of this album. This is the first album I dropped in 24 years.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had to drop an album. I got over 300 features and titles under my belt.
That's crazy.
You know, word. Like I had to send some music into my publishers, and I was like going through all of the records. And once I got past 300, I was like, I'm at over 400 records, and I'm still counting. Still counting. So I'm a little over 1,000 releases within 24 years.
So I was reading your bio, and I didn't know you did production.
Yeah, I produced.
That was crazy. I was like, what? I didn't know that's something. You know, I always look at you as a rapper.
Nah, I've been producing and writing forever.
So who'd you do music for?
Can't say.
No?
Because I signed disclosures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's hot when they want you to sign disclosure. Most people just be like, yo, I did this, I did that. When they be like, I don't know, nobody know you
I
did
can
this.
say this though, I wrote and produced some of your favorite shit.
Yeah.
From some of your favorite people.
You know, that's a cold brother we can say it like that. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. So you still get your
No, because there were payouts.
Oh, so you just
50,000,
like,
20,000, shit like that.
They was trying to own. They was like,
They. I mean, at the time, I didn't care because I didn't know any of what I was gonna write was gonna do what those records did, like #1s and shit like that. I didn't know that because people call me in the studio because as God is my witness, I walk in the studio, I hit a beat, and in less than 5 minutes, I got the song.
Dang.
So I would be in the studio. Anybody that know me could attest to this. I'll be in the studio and I'll knock out like 6, 7 records in about 2 hours and be out.
Crazy. That's that Brooklyn swag.
It just 1, 2, 3.
You.
Go in. Clark. I work with Clark Kent. Shout out to Clark Kent. And Clark Kent and Ski. Shout out to Ski. You know, Ski that did the whole Reasonable Doubt album.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta be the fastest dude I ever seen work in the studio next to Jay.
That's not just what I said. Jay, Big, and you.
And you know. And be clear, like, I'm not saying this shit for kudos, because you get so many dudes that's right out the head and all this other.
I know a whole bunch.
You know, and they don't.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
Yeah, they give me a headache.
For me, once I realized that this was for me, that's when it started just happening.
Yeah.
I said, this is for me.
Yeah.
You know, certain people just, a carpenter could look at the carpet and be like, I could hear music and just know exactly what to do.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real good. Yeah.
So, I mean, man, I be like, damn, 24 years I've been in this shit, and I've outlasted dudes that got 10, 12 albums.
Yeah.
I've maintained to stay relevant all of these years, and come and sound new every time.
Are you interested in a label deal or?
Nah.
It's good the way you are. You're gonna tour your
G's
stuff.
up in. That's it.
You should have brought us some, man. Like, you brought us some tracks. You should have brought us some.
Nah, man, give me no shirt, man.
We got a shirt coming to Christ.
Yeah, track shirt. All right, that's how it works. Hand in hand. I don't know you like that.
We get no shirts, son.
You know, like I said, when we did it, I didn't think, like you said, I was like, oh, smokes and jokes. But then as I was sitting, now I got people ordering all over the place.
Nah, we good though. We gonna link. I got mad shit. I got stuff coming. Like,
we gotta get Hunter Brown. We can play the track every week.
I told you I'm the nigga. I told you I was here at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I treat every situation like it's Hot 97, 105. This is a frequency.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Everybody hear it.
You feel me? I'm able to project sound and frequency through this microphone to millions of people.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
You got to get my email, Brother Brown email, send him some stuff, and we're gonna play your shit every week.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
No, please.
You know what's crazy? I thought y'all had my shit.
Nah, I had some old stuff, but I didn't have the new. I should have.
I got a whole. You see?
Yeah, that's
it's all right.
Yeah, we got a link.
It's all right.
We gonna link. We gonna send it to
this. You know what? This interview is setting up the people to even want to hear it.
Yeah, you know that already.
You feel me?
So next Saturday, get ready. We're playing Christ for like 10 minutes.
Oh, I got enough. I have enough.
10 minutes. It's gonna be the Christ corner.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Increase the publishing.
We're gonna get a link. But yo, you know what's are you a low life?
Of course.
I never knew that, bro.
Goddamn polo.
So you know we're gonna have to come because so you know Doc?
Of course.
That's my low. That's my dude.
Yeah.
So we gonna
he was in the video.
Right, he sent me a picture. He was.
Yeah.
See, so
Racklow just did a goose for me. Did an Indian head goose. Body that shit. He doing a jean jacket.
You posted it?
Now. I posted that Indian head. Yeah, that coat. I did post.
Was it
that.
10?
It was green.
Because I saw he showed
with tan cut with tan. What's the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he bodied that.
Oh, so you got to come back up when they come up.
Yeah, Rudy. Shout out to Rudy Lowe. Yeah. Shout out to Herb Lowe. Shout out to Thurston. Shout out to Racco. Shout out to Dark. Shout out to Prez. Shout out to Crazy African. You know.
So his dog's birthday. I was supposed to be going to his party if he's still there, but yeah, today's his birthday. So shout out to Dog. Happy birthday, brother.
Shout out to Doc, man. Happy birthday, love.
I love you, brother. But
you already love.
The crazy part is like when I went to Boys and Girls, I got put out of Boys and Girls, and they sent me to Weston House because I was sitting at the table with you guys, Polo and the guest riders, and I was with some of the Decepticons. But you know they always sat at a separate table like they was in jail. But I was with them, and Mickens came and said, "You, let's go." I said, "What the?"
See, I just told you that, right?
You know that story?
Yeah, I told you, like, he kicked all the popular kids out.
He kicked us out.
You, Murder, all of us. Fab, all of us.
I was like, and I wasn't, like, everybody just knew I was from the hood, and I was just cool. So I wasn't with no crew. I just fucked with the real, dudes. And he just said, you, let's go. I said, what the? And I went to, he sent me all the way to Weston House. Fuck, asshole.
He got rid of everybody. He was the wave, though. You had Rhythm Head, you had the Guest Riders, you had Low Lives, Marciano Maniacs.
Yeah, crazy.
Rhythm, I said Rhythm Heads. Oh, Brooklyn Zoo.
Yeah.
Rudy and them. Yeah. And then, who else? You had dudes from Smurf Village.
Yeah, they was all.
And then you had the
crazy. I had to fight a couple of them.
And then what's the name? What was it? The Decepticons.
You know that's I don't know if you know. He does Bar Kings. What is it? Bar Kings? No, it's
yeah, Bar Kings.
You talking about Vandal.
Shit. Sorry, brother.
Yeah. Don't kill us.
Don't kill us, bro. But that's like Vital. I used to manage Vital.
Yeah, Vital was low life too.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think it was a Decepticon.
No, Vital's a low life too.
You see? I don't know.
His page, he be having mad low shit on.
I just thought he was cool because he had a Decepticon. No, that was.
Nigga, listen. Most of the Decepticons were low lives too, though.
Before they
was robbing niggas for polo.
Wow. You know that? You learn shit every day. You know, I know something that you didn't know.
What's that?
At one time, that's what I wanted to ask you. How close were you with like DR Period? Like, did you have anything? There's a dog, right? Okay, that's awesome. I'm like, but he didn't have nothing to do with your deal. He just would do the music.
Yeah, he had a lot to do with all of our deals. He was the Quincy Jones. Listen, DR is and was at the time the Quincy Jones of the hood.
Well, most definitely.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So when Smooth was very adamant on working with DR, so we was too.
Yeah.
And when Smooth got on with DR, he told him about us. We were called the Ruckus Clip.
Remember that? Yeah.
And we went down there and auditioned.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went down and auditioned, he liked what we did, what we did, and he said he was gonna fuck with us. We was hyped.
Mm-hmm.
So I called him on the fly. I was at my brother's crib, and I called him because I had an idea. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Yo, you need to come down to the studio. That style that you was doing with the singing, rap shit, that should be your style."
Yeah.
And I went down to the studio, and he was telling me like, "Yo, you should do this, that, and the third, woo, woo, woo." Mm-hmm. So fast forward, we working on Smooth album. It's a record called $1 Bill. Mm-hmm. We in the car. I think it was my man Pop from the barbershop that Big was talking about.
Yeah.
You know Pop.
Yeah, I know.
Well, everybody else. So we talking about Pop from the barbershop that Biggie
talked about.
So Pop, Smooth, me, I think my brother Red Sam, shout out to King Print, and we was in the car and the Faith record was playing No Other Love.
Yeah.
And I had this record called Ghetto, and it was a part in my record where I'm like, think to yourself how it would be without the $1 bill, y'all. Yeah. You fall against the line of pray, and they kept singing that in the car over that beat.
Yeah.
So when we pulled up to the studio, we sang it to DR, and we left out. DR went, bang, 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 bang,